examples of the success of the Oakland A's baseball team who used data to make player decisions and really got beyond the kind of gut instincts. And one of the things we talk about a lot at Gainsight in this conference is how business is kind of evolving that way too, right? A lot of business for a long time was about gut instinct, and we see it changing. Tell us how you think Moneyball potentially applies to business and what lessons and parallels you can draw.
Well, just back up a little bit. I didn't write the book because I was particularly interested in baseball. I was interested in baseball, but I didn't think of it as a baseball book. I mean, back away from this phenomenon. You had this team that was spending a fifth of what the richest team was spending on players and winning as many games as anybody. And that is a curiosity, right? How on earth do you compete with so few resources? And if the market were efficient and everybody had the same information and understanding, the rich teams would just, to this day, would just buy up all the best players, and the poor teams wouldn't stand a chance. So there was a moment when I realized that what the Oakland A's were doing was not a baseball story; it was a business story. And it was actually to get to know. I mean, what they were doing was they were using data that other people either didn't have or didn't pay attention to value players differently and value strategies differently. And it was pretty low-hanging fruit in those days. I mean, it wasn't that complicated. And a lot of the information that they were using was stuff that was freely available on the web that other baseball teams did not want to avail themselves to. They were just not open to new ideas. But they were conducting this lab experiment in what is a good baseball player. And the players themselves, I'm trying to think what the analogy would be with you, but maybe like if the customers on the other end of your analytics are all of a sudden surprised by how they're being treated or handled in a pleasant way, but you might not want to tell them because it would, why? Because it would just confuse them. Billy Beane said that, don't tell the players.
Yes, I think he's give me a head out. Sorry about that.
He said, yeah, we're doing all this stuff with analytics, but we don't tell the players what we're doing because it would just confuse them. So I spent time with the players trying to see just how much of it they wanted to know why they were hitting leadoff or why they were playing first base for the first time in their lives, so on and so forth. When I was getting to know these guys, the players who were on the receiving end, they're kind of the customers in a funny way. I remember one day, about 6 weeks into the season, I was sitting in the Oakland A's clubhouse and watching the players come out of the showers. And for the first time, I saw the Oakland A's naked, and it was an absolutely appalling sight. I mean, they were fat.
All 6 and 8 packs.
No, just the opposite. They were all defective. They were all obviously physically defective. And when one guy had 2 club feet, everybody had love handles. It was just, they didn't look, if you lined them up against the wall and asked anybody what they did for them, no one would guess they were professional athletes. And I went with this observation to the A's front office and said, it's funny, I just saw your guys without the clothes on, and it is kind of disgusting. And they said, this is the point. They said, we're in the market for players that get misvalued by the marketplace. They are misunderstood because everybody's going by what they see, by their gut instincts. And when what they see is physically repulsive, they're less likely to value. They said it's a strange thing even now about baseball players that the better looking ones are more likely to be properly valued or overvalued. Wow. And so think about this. This game has been played for more than a century. People stop thinking of them. Don't think of them as athletes. Think of them as employees of a company. That the baseball player is on the field doing his job in front of millions of people. All those people think they know what a good baseball player is. The job is basically the same as it's been for a century. And it's not like there isn't data. It's been, there's been statistics in baseball forever. It's a very kind of, as sports go, kind of number-oriented game. And even in this game, even in this business, the employees can be so misvalued that you could build a juggernaut out of undervalued ones because the market didn't understand it. So from my point of view, the story was really about how markets get things wrong, how they don't avail themselves to the information or insights and that if a baseball player can be this badly misvalued, maybe simply because of even how he looks, who can't be? So it just suggested that, like, as Bill James, who was kind of the father of this movement, who was the first person to say, maybe if we actually start thinking about the numbers in a sensible way, we'll come to different conclusions about who's good and who's not. He says to this day, look at a baseball field, that's a field of ignorance. There's still so much to know. And the way we're going to get at it is through data, measuring new things, interesting analytics. And if it's true there, it's true in your business. It's true in everybody's business. So I was very aware of this. What moved me about the story was, it was about people. That you know that in every organization, the people are misvalued. That the organizations do not have good tools for valuing their employees. So it applied directly to every enterprise.
That's great, Jason.
Yeah, Michael, let me ask you a follow-up question.